Welcome back to Cinematic Breakdown. I'm your host, Tyrese Pearson, with my co-host, Aidan Records.
Hello.
Today we'll be talking about Final Destination. But before we get to that, this past Sunday, the Super Bowl happened. I'm not sure. Hey, did you watch Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl.
What was your thoughts about the game? Your honest opinion.
It went way different than I thought it would, and I enjoyed it.
Did you ever hope for the Chiefs to win? Or you're like, oh, thank God, Chiefs lost.
I've never really been that big of a Chiefs fan, so yeah, I'm glad the Eagles won. So that also really put that three-peat business to rest, which that annoyed me.
No, literally, I was getting sick of Tyra at this point, and a lot of people were saying like this it humbles the Chiefs, especially like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
But the three-peat annoyed me so much because it's like the announcers and everyone weren't incorrect when they said it's like it would have been the first three-peat in Super Bowl history, but it doesn't mean it's not the first ever three-peat that's ever happened, because the Packers have and are the only team to ever three-peat, and they did it twice. They did back in the 20s, and they did it in the 60s, and that three-peat included the first two Super Bowls. So I always hated the fact that they were like, oh, it'd be the first ever three-peat. It's in the Super Bowl era. It's like, well, you're right, but also it's not the first one to ever happen.
True. And did you watch the halftime show?
I did.
What's your thought? Did you like it, or you're like, because I don't know if you listen to Kendrick like that.
So I know a few Kendrick songs. I know more than most people I know, but like, I was a little upset by it, to be honest, just because like I wanted what I was expecting. I was expecting something like what happened with like Dre and everyone that happened back in like, what was it, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping to be something like that, some that was kind of showcased, but like most songs he played, I just didn't enjoy the way he did it, I guess, like, because the transition in between songs I thought was a little odd, and I also didn't fully understand why Samuel Jackson was there.
He's Uncle Sam.
Well, I got that part, but I didn't understand why. Because I was watching it, and I'm like, okay, so I know some of Kendrick, I know it's like some of the big Kendrick songs, right? And I know like historically rap's been about rap about against oppression and everything like that. So I think that's the spin they're going for. But I'm like, I feel like most of Kendrick's music, at least the big songs, don't really fit in that. And then also, I didn't really know who the female was. I had to look it up because I didn't know her. I'm not really.
Brandon Williams. Oh no, Caesar.
Yeah, I'm not very big on female rap. I'm not very big on rap, really, like modern rap to begin with. Like my favorite kind of rap kind of ends in the earlier 2000s. So like I didn't know too much about her, and I kind of felt silly looking her up because I might know who she is. I thought she did pretty good. I just didn't know who she was.
So I thought Kendrick did good. My favorite part was he did not give a fuck when he said he's like, I'm probably gonna get sued for saying the next song, and then when he says, looks at the camera and smiles, "Hey Drake."
Yeah, like, so like of course like he did. So something that I kind of understand, but also didn't understand as well is, like, I get the censoring for it. Like, they had to censor, whenever he said the N-word, and they had to censor, like, he didn't say pedophile, and there's a few things that he sent that was censored because, it's national broadcast and stuff. But I'm like, I feel like if you're gonna have a rap artist up there, then censoring it's kind of a disservice, because, like, you're kind of cuffing him and forcing him not to be able to say the things he wants to say. Because, like, it's art, so you're kind of suppressing art by not letting him sing all the bars he needs to sing that he wrote.
Now thinking about it, I don't think they censored the when that happened 2022 of everybody, did they?
I don't remember. That was a while ago, dude. It was like,
I know it was a while ago.
That was 3 years ago. I don't remember.
If someone's listening and have rewatched it, please let me know. I'm curious. I don't think they censored it, but who knows? I might be wrong. Other than like the game and the halftime show, did you like sitting down and watching the trailers, or you didn't care for them?
What are you talking about?
The trailers, like the movie trailers.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought all the ads were pretty shit this year. Like, I didn't think there were any good ones.
Yeah. Oh wait! One ad that stuck out to me was Seal. As Seal.
Was what?
Seal, the singer, as Seal.
Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that one very much.
It was weird. I thought it was funny
I
though.
didn't know that was
Well,
Seal. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, I don't know who that is, but it kind of, to me, it sounded like Wayne Brady. I'm like, I like Wayne Brady, so that's what I thought it was. Because I don't know Seal. I don't listen to. I know him.
no, you're good.
I'm like,
Then
I thought they were all kind of a letdown because like usually people are like, oh, Super Bowl commercials are great, and it's like, yeah, but I was watching it, and I'm like, it's really they're just kind of normal ass commercials for the most part.
and then what the movie trailers? Did you see anyone that stuck out to you? Or you're like, eh.
I don't even remember any of the movie trailers, so none of them really stuck out to me.
Did you see the Lilo and Stitch like on a field?
Yeah, but isn't that movie just gonna be like a like damn near a one for one shot of the animated one, just live action?
I don't know because like with the How to Train Your Dragon, the trailer just dropped today. Like second trailer dropped today,
Like,
and a lot of
so
people.
I guess I do remember seeing that one. It looked like it was very similar to the animated movie, and it's like, but why make a live action that's like almost shot for shot? Just it doesn't because it's not a real dragon. So it's like, what? Why would we even do the whole like charade of like, oh, let's make a live action, even though we have to use heavy CG because dragons, aren't freaking real.
No, I agree with you. If you are doing live action, at least change. You could change something or try to take a different. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a reboot, so change something different. Show something different.
It's
Don't
like
do shot for shot.
cause like you're already being lazy anyways, cause you're doing a reboot. So it's like if you're already gonna be lazy anyways, at least do something new.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't mean something new as in like, oh, I'm gonna change the main character from like a dude to a woman or change the race or whatever. It's like, no, do something like actually like that takes talent and not just be like, I'm gonna change the actor because then it's different. It's like I mean technically it's different, but it's not really different. It's more like just it's like I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm glad you brought that up about the change. Like I didn't know how to bring that up without. I think I'm gonna bring this up sooner or later. The one thing that drives me crazy about live actions, the gender gets changed, or like you said, gender gets changed one of them. It really does, and then the race gets changed.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, like so like I've been very vocal about how I hate reboots. That's something that has
Mm-hmm.
never that's something that won't change because I'm not I like there are some movies I like that are reboots. There's some movies I like that I don't know are reboots and I look into them like, oh, I know it's a reboot. I like this movie. But like but then some that are like obvious reboots, usually it's not as good. And the other thing about it is like when they decide to just change it because it's like, oh, we're gonna change the gender or we're gonna change the race of it. It's like I feel like there's also a disservice to whichever actor actress that they decide to recast the role to because it's like, well, people are just gonna remember whoever the original actor was or whoever the original voice was because like I'm gonna have the big point of Aladdin, live action Aladdin. No, I like Will Smith. No qualms against Will Smith. The genie will be and is forever Robin Williams. That's just like it's because like Will Smith is a great comedian. He's a great actor. He's pretty good at doing improv from what like the movies I've seen and found out about. But like he's not Robin Williams. He's not that kind of actor that has that brings that energy and brings that kind of like charisma and that kind of spontaneity into the role that I guess people are used to. So like that's why I think the live action Aladdin got so much flack was because it's like well it's not it's because of that casting decision. It's like well I know it's hard because Rob Williams is dead, but like I don't know. I just feel bad for I mean that role made me feel bad for Will Smith because like he is still a good actor and he has a lot of good roles. I feel like that one really kind of let him down because it's trying to step into some shoes that he just didn't have a chance to fulfill. And I feel like they do that a lot with live action remakes.
No, I 100% agree with you on that. I 100% do. I do agree with you on that, Aiden. I really do about when they do stuff like that. I think my thoughts more of like, okay, so I'll take this for instance, like the Little Mermaid. I'm not going to talk about Ariel herself. I'm going to talk about the side character, the Scuttle, the bird. They switched the gender. Like they do this a lot. They switched the gender on him because he's a guy, a guy in original, a male. We'll say that in the original movie. They switch it to a female, and I get it's kind of problem for me because like why keep switching these genders? Why like you're I don't get it. You're kind of like or what was already there. I know some people probably might be like it's not that deep. I know it's not that deep. It is if I grew up on this movie, I expect everything to be the same. Difference, though, like it's a reboot. It's a little bit different. Show me something different and new, and then I'll adjust to it.
Like I know some people will probably be like, yeah, it's not a big deal to switch the gender or to switch the race, but then I like the reason that I have an issue with it is that like you have to compare how the new actor actress does compared to how the original actor actress did, and I feel like it's a disservice to the actor that has to do the remake. It's like if you can have the same like archetype character but have a completely different story, have it nothing related to whatever remake it is, and then you can like you can just if you make it up yourself, you can have whatever gender, whatever race you want for the character, and then I feel like this would be a good story. But whenever they do these reboots, I feel like it's just so hard for them to be good because you have to compare because the actor actress has to compare to what the original one was because especially for these Disney movie reboots because most people we all grew up on these Disney movies so we know and we're used to it and it's a big hurdle I feel.
And the crazy part too is like it's like Moana for instance, it's already getting a reboot and it has not been out for that long.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. I didn't hear that.
Yes, Dwayne The Rock announced it last year about, hey, we're going to do a Moana live action. He's going to play Maui. It's just come out next year, apparently. And I'm like, why already? The second movie just came out, and you're already shooting the Moana live action.
Yeah, I don't.
The Rock's one, listen, I do believe he is generally trying to tell a story. I believe that's where Rock's intentions are. But he could do that a different way than taking Moana or a Disney movie. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one's a bit silly because what Moana came out what like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I want to say 2016, but it might be 2013, 2016, around that gap. I want to say.
Yeah, but so like less than
not that long.
like less than a decade ago, and like I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the fact that they're doing that. I feel like that really just goes to prove how lazy Disney is and how lazy Hollywood has become because like they don't care. They know it'll make money. They're like it's good enough if it makes money. We don't care if it's good. It just throwed out the like. Cause I know Marvel they did that so much 2 years ago that like people like they end up losing like millions of dollars, and then that's why like last year they like only had like 3 movies released in all of the MCU. It's because like like the year before they released like 12 movies and like half of them did horribly. But I just really wish. I wish like other studios, because like Marvel is still part of Disney. I wish other studios, like the other parts of Hollywood, would realize this and be like, okay, maybe we should do like quality over quantity, because I feel like they keep spamming out quantity. It's like, who cares? It's like I want something. If I'm gonna invest my time to watch an hour and a half, 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie, I want it to be good. I don't want to watch it and be like, wow, that was a waste of time. I feel like a lot of recent movies have been like that from the big companies.
Which I don't, with the whole DreamWorks doing it, the movie does look good, but like you said, shot for shot, like the trailer looks good. I plan on watching it because that's and I want to talk about it. But I don't know if DreamWorks should be the next studio to do it, because like there's so many beloved DreamWorks movies I grew up on, and it's like, okay, if this does succeed, we'll go from like what's next, like to stop there or do something else, because most of them are like either animals or aliens. Like, I mean, the ones I could think that could work is Prince of Egypt, Sinbad. I can't think of any more else that could work in live action. Spirit, I guess, the horse movie. I don't know.
I feel like it's hard to do animal movies because like you have to use CG, and then at that point, it's like if it's already an animated movie, why even mess with doing like, because like my whole thing with Lilo and Stitch is why, because like yes, Lilo, Nami, all those people are actual actors and actresses and stuff, but like Stitch is CG. Then why even worry about that? That's like a huge part of the movie. Like I feel like it'd just be better to leave it as an animation than it would be to be like, we're gonna do this whole thing, sink like millions of dollars into this for it to be like, all right, it's an alright movie.
I'm more curious what Dumbo and Completely Two Aliens will fucking look like. They have not shown anything else about the trailer. So I was watching these TikToks and people were like, so are they just hiding it, the fact that doing this little thing of Stitch doing this to hide the fact that the movie's bad? Or is it actually they're taking from what they used to do back then, where they had trailers with Stitch in it, and do that and bring that back? And I don't know. I don't know if the movie's going to be crap or how the CG is going to look. Stitch looks amazing, but I don't know if they took all the focus on Stitch to make him look good and all the other aliens to look like the other two I just said, Jumbo and Pleakley, to look bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have to wait. I think it comes out May 25th, something like that. I'm going to watch it in May, and I'm going to talk about it because, like, again, if you haven't seen a Disney draft, our podcast, please watch it because I do love the movie. Josh stole it from me, so I'm a big advocate for Lilo and Stitch.
I'm gonna do
what. Other than the How to Dragon,
I'm gonna do what I do with most movies and wait for it to come out on a streaming platform to watch. I'm not gonna go waste my money to watch it in theaters. Personally,
that's fair. But what was I gonna say? So, other than that, the trailers. I mean, the one thing they did, I think they fucked up with. They showed the Fantastic Four and Jurassic Park Rebirth movies throughout the week, and not wait to Sunday.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw either one or.
No, of course I didn't see either one. I haven't really been watching. I haven't really been watching YouTube. I haven't really been watching YouTube that much, and every other streaming thing I have is no ads, so I wouldn't have seen it.
No, but then. But anyway, like they show those throughout the week, and then they show them again on Sunday, and I'm like, there's no point. Like you could have waited for Super Bowl to show them both. Instead, you gave you couldn't wait. You gave the fans what they want, and I mean, there's positives and negatives for both those films. I mean, the Thunderbolts got a new trailer. You know, not. I mean, I probably will watch that. Nothing much to say about that. And then F1, the F1 movie does look good. The trailer did. I mean, what I saw, I mean, you didn't see much, but it looks interesting. But other than that, I don't think there's any other trailers, unless you saw one. Again, I don't know if you did. And if you just on that, you're like, oh, I remember that. Let me know.
I don't think
there wasn't really a lot.
I don't keep as I'm not, my ear's not as close to that world as it is with other things, so I don't think I know of any.
Okay, but done with the whole. We're gonna be done with the whole Super Bowl talk. Let's start know your thoughts about. If you have watched the trailers, let us know in the comments like which one stood out to you, and let us know your thoughts about How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch live actions come out this year. Because we'd love to know what your thoughts on it also. And agree or disagree with me, Aidan. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what if you take our side or not. It's just our opinion. We just want to know your thoughts and positive, not positive, negative. This is let us know. But now the final destination. Aidan, I don't know if you grew up on this movie or even watched it as a kid. Have you? Or grown up?
No, there's a lot of horror movies I didn't watch as a kid because my mom wasn't a big fan of horror movies. So like when I got into high school and stuff, so I started watching a lot of horror movies by myself.
Oh,
I never grew up on it really. Horror movies.
So you did like you never grew as an adult. Did you like horror movies more or not really?
I like horror movies. I think it's a good genre. I'm more like the psychological thrillers and like I think a lot of horror movies are kind of lazy and they focus way more on jump scares or they lean way too heavy on gore and stuff and some of that is like sometimes some movies rely on gore too much and it takes me out of the movie just because it's like, well, that wouldn't be able to happen because that person would have been dead like 10 minutes ago.
No, I agree with you. I love horror movies. My love started in high school. I was watching the YouTube channel, and it's called Dead Meat. If you haven't watched it, I suggest it. It's a kill count. The YouTuber's name James and Janice. I pretty much butchered his last name, but it's okay. But he made me fall back in love with horror because how he was covering it and dressing kills, and I start falling in love for it. I start watching horror movies that he's like, hey, you should watch this before the kill count or even after. So I do like hearing his thoughts on it. It's like I liked it, and then watching it and seeing like stuff play out is interesting. in high school, I always did want to make a. Before I went to college, I did want to make a horror movie. I had a script wrote out for it, but never executed. But you know, horror is like something that sticks around. And then I know you don't like talking about the Oscars, but like they get snubbed at the Oscars. I mean, there's only a few films that I remember.
A lot of stuff gets snubbed at the Oscars because it's like every award show where it's extremely political and who can buy off who. That's why I don't like them very much, because it doesn't really reflect what movie is the best or what actor's best. It just reflects of who can pay the most to be able to get the award.
Which is like
modern award shows like that. I'm not sure how it was back in the day, but that's how it is nowadays.
Because the only horror movies I know, like, correct, people can correct me if I'm wrong. It's like who got nominated for something: Silence of the Lamb, Get Out. I think there's another one I'm missing, and then the one that came out this year, The Substance. There might be more. I probably just missed it, but those are the ones I'm kind of shocked about like horror movies actually getting recognized. And then The Substance coming out this year. I haven't watched it yet, but it's interesting that horror might like it's generally coming back.
The Sixth Sense was nominated as well.
Okay, that's what I know.
Jaws was nominated. A few of these I'm not sure how they're the Beetlejuice, The Exorcist. A few of these I'm not sure how they're.
Would you consider Beetlejuice a horror though?
It has the horror tagline. I wouldn't consider it one, but it's considered like the Phantom of the Opera. Both the 1934 and the 1974 ones are also nominated. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I would like Sweeney Todd was also one.
Yeah, that is horror musical.
There's some of these on here that I probably wouldn't. And then if you like broaden it from a horror suspense, like there's been quite a few that at least for Oscars have been nominated, like Carrie, which is I think that's a Stephen King book, if I remember right. Psycho, which Hitchcock movie.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong what I just said.
There's been a few, but like I don't think there's not been that many since like in the 2000s 2010s. There's a lot of these are like from the 80s and 90s and prior. There's not a whole lot. Like Get Out, like that one's more modern. Like Black Swan, Quiet Place, but like not a lot of these are older movies. 80s
so like
down.
They're slowly coming in. That's the great part. I'm glad that finally the critics are opening their eyes more than just not like non-violent. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I agree with you about the whole jump scares because I can't. The supernatural movies, those are the ones I can watch but can't because I know they rely on jump scares way too much. They just do, and then I don't get it.
I feel like jump scares are. It's not like lazy writing, but I feel like it's easier to write in jump scares for like the adrenaline pumping scare stuff. So I feel like it's easier to write that stuff than it is to write psychological horror or stuff like that.
Would you say they'll write it in as like say that we're watching one. Say like, oh no, there's gonna be a jump scare right there. But there's not, and then once the person moves, if you're like right behind them, catch you off guard type jump scare. Do you like those ones where it's not going to come, or do you like the ones where it's coming and you're like
I'm not really big. I'm not really big on any of them like that. I think they're fine devices to use. It's not that type of the jump scare type horror movies aren't usually they're not my preferred type. I prefer the ones that are more like. The ones that I guess you have to use your brain for more. Like my favorite horror movie of all time is it's why am I thinking? I'm thinking of the wrong movie right now. Hold on. The Shining. Shining's my favorite horror movie of all time, and that one's
crazy. Like I was about to guess that for you.
Yeah, like The Shining's like my favorite horror movie of all time, and that so like that one is very. It doesn't rely much on like there are like a few times it's like oh that's scary right there, but it's a lot more like ooh this is like hurting my brain type stuff.
But see, I can't really narrow down my favorite horror movie. I have like top 3. I can't. It depends on the day which one I'm in the mood for, but it would go Get Out, Scream, and then Final Destination. And I think Final Destination. Well, before we get like into it, I'll tell you like. Why I like so much. I grew up on it pretty much. So as a kid, I remember my dad put it on. My mom was taking a nap. My dad put it on TV. Me and my brothers watching it, and I don't know how old I was. Probably, I don't remember. But watching it as a kid, probably was regret. But it's something that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Because what happens in that movie is the reason why I don't fuck with planes. But like now growing up, I'll probably go on a plane. But for so long, the fear of something like that happening scared the fuck out of me. And if a movie can do that to you, I think it does. Like if a movie can make you fear something, I think it does its job. I mean, it was good. So let me get to the premise of the movie. I mean, Aiden, you got any thoughts about what I just said?
I mean, not really.
Okay, I'll get to the overview. So, Final Destination. The main character Alex Browning, played by Devin Sawa, is embarking on a trip to Paris. Alex experiences a premonition, and he sees the plane exploded moments after leaving the ground. Alex insists that everyone gets off the plane, and 7 people, including Alex, are forced to disembark. All watch as the plane actually explodes in a fireball. He and other survivors have briefly cheated death, will not be able to evade their fate for very long. One by one, these fugitives from fate fall victim to the Grim Reaper. So after reading that, I mean, that's pretty much the movie. They cheated, they cheated death, and death's trying to tie up loose ends. And then now for Rotten Tomatoes, audience score. Well, I mean, you have a guess. Like, I know you said we just talked about how you say you don't remember much, but like for most of what you remember, did you think it was good in your opinion? Of like a high score or a low score?
I think probably like in the 70s or 80s. It's pretty good. It's usually held as one of the best, one of the better, like some of the top horror movies. So I'd say it's pretty.
I don't understand these scores because for movies like I agree with you, like the rank high. This movie, the score is 36%, and audience score is 68%. Critics score is 36.
I'm gonna be honest though, like critic score usually never matters. Like for
for
like a good 90% of movies that like actually are entertaining to watch, the critic score usually isn't very good. Audience score 68 is not horrific. I mean, because if you factor in the people that watched it didn't know they didn't like horror movies and they watch and they're like, oh, I don't like this, or people like that, then I guess it's not a bad score at all. 68 is pretty respectable. It's a D.
But like the movie,
Low D.
I want to say the movie's not controversial at all. I'm not trying to say it is, but the fact they took the risk of blowing a plane and it shows a baby in the film, and then someone who's disabled in the film too, is like, damn, they went there.
Realism.
You know what I mean? They went there. Like I never saw a horror movie like that as a kid where they kill, like there are movies out there to kill kids, obviously. But I never saw one before. And then the fact that there was a baby on a plane and someone who's disabled and the plane blows up, it's like, damn, they were not holding back.
I mean, so to be fair, and this is a little fact I found that, hold on, let me see if I can find it. That that a lot of the footage that's shown is news footage from an actual airline that exploded and crashed in 1996. Yeah, it was like a TWA flight. So like most of that was like real footage. So it kind of makes sense why, like real news footage. It kind of makes sense why there was like babies and disabled people, because I mean that people like everyone fought, like a lot of people.
Really?
Fought. Yeah, that's what I found. I found it that a lot of it was much of the news footage shown in is actual footage from the July 1996 explosion and crash of TWA Flight 800 off East Mauritius, Long Island, New York.
Damn.
Yeah. To be fair, showing real footage does cut down costs on actually have to like blow up a plane or use After Effects for something like that. So it does cut down on costs. Kind of smart.
And also, the 2 facts I saw. There's several, but I'll narrow down 2. Which is, I guess, several of the premonitions that he had were based on life events. because I thought that was really interesting. I'm like, damn. And then the other fact that, well, not really, is a fact that the ending of the movie. So you know how he survives. Yeah. At first they wrote it where he died. There's a deleted scene where he died, but it shows like him and the girl Clear had sex and then have a baby, and then how he sacrificed his life for him, for her, and then Carter, and you call him antagonist, and then they have a baby, and then so death can't really do anything because they brought new life. And I'm like, that would be an interesting ending. But the reason why it didn't happen is because the audience who watched it beforehand, they liked Alex the character so much that they didn't like that idea. I'm like,
yeah, fair enough.
Test screen audience. That's what it is. Test screen audience liked him so much they didn't like that ending. I'm like, that ending probably would have been like, yeah, I mean, sad he died, but like that sound better. I mean, I seen the deleted scene. It looked good.
Interesting.
Did you find any facts?
Well, so John Denver did a lot of the music throughout the film, and he died in a plane crash a couple years before the movie was actually made. He was in a glider. It wasn't really a plane. He was in a glider that crashed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
I mean, not really. I mean, it happens. Plane crashes and glider crashes kind of happen. It's not.
Oh, I mean, I just think it's freaky because he just made music on a movie that had a plane crash.
And he made the music like well before the movie was ever made.
Oh, never mind then.
No, he didn't make the movie. He didn't make the music specifically for the movie, because he was like a famous like folk musician in like the 70s and 80s. So like he did stuff well before this movie even came out. And then I found another one that the story was originally going to be a concept for the X-Files. It was inspired by a different movie called Soul Survivor, and apparently Soul Survivor 1984, so not the one with Mark Wahlberg about the Navy SEAL stuff. So this is a different one, and yeah, that's kind of interesting.
But the movie. So, I mean, I do have some negatives about the film before I get into my positives, and one of them is that. So, the one scene with the teacher, I don't know, I forgot her name, but she's in her house, okay, and she's pouring so well. One, I want to ask this one thing. So the vodka, the bottle of vodka, it's not flammable, correct, Aidan? Unless it's like 90 proof or something higher. Because like liquor by itself ain't flammable, right? It was like vodka. It's not flammable, is it?
Hold on. I don't remember. I'm gonna look up to see because I don't remember if it's anything. If it's 100 proof or above, so 50%. So like if you get there's a lot of alcohol that is. So if you get any sort of bond like bourbon or whiskey that's bottled in bond, that's 50% ABV, and that stuff is flammable. So like that's why you can do flambés with like cognac and stuff, which is really they put some cognac in there and they catch it on fire and stuff. So like yeah, alcohol is flammable. If the vodka she was drinking is above 50%, then yeah, it could have been on fire. I doubt it. 'Cause I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure how much vodka there is. I'm not sure how many brands out there make 50% ABV vodka. But I don't drink vodka, so I don't know much about it. Okay, but back what I was getting at was that she was pouring herself a glass, right? Mm-hmm. And the crack. There's a couple of crack have mail, a trail of the vodka. It catches on fire, and after rewatching it, it's like I don't think that could happen unless it's like again, 100 proof or higher. And then the other problem I have with that same scene is when she turns around and throws her water and screams, "Goes ah!" I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? It was a weird decision. I don't know. That scene was just weird to me, and then. It was just weird. That seems to me was weird because, like, obviously you don't know death is there because you can't tell. And I don't know why she was doing the weird decision she did of throwing the water. I don't know if they wrote that in. They did. That's bad. That was bad on their part, writing that in. For accuracy, for flammable vodka, it must be warmed to 54 Celsius, which is about 130 Fahrenheit, but it still has to be. So it has to be warmed to 130 Fahrenheit, but be under boiling, because if it's at boiling, then the alcohol burns off. So unless she was drinking really, 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 really warm vodka,
it came out of her freezer.
Yeah, frozen vodka doesn't burn.
Okay, thank you.
It's also a movie, so I mean, there's that.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I'm probably dwelling too much about that, but. And then my other problem too was the bathroom scene with Todd. like those two are besties though. Alex and him are besties. They're pooping buddies. They take poops together. Eden, you want to take poop together?
Like you and me, we do that all the time.
Yeah,
We FaceTime each other whenever we have to poop.
Actually, FaceTime each other in the shower. I mean, if you're not best friend,
That too.
if you're not a best friend to FaceTime in the shower,
I mean,
what are you doing?
Who else is gonna help me shave my butthole?
Yeah, got me there. But anyway, they were good friends. I mean, also, I forgot to leave out Todd's brother stayed on a plane. I forgot to mention this. So Todd's brother stayed on a plane, and his brother died. So Todd's parents was like, "Hey, Todd, don't stay away from Alex. Stay away from your bestie." And he's like, "Yeah, my parents want me near you, so what happened?" But Todd's like how he died because he had a closing rack, you could say, in the shower, a coil wrap around his neck. But what I'm trying to get at was the toilet leaked. Like that, Death did his thing and leaked the toilet, and then he covered up his tracks by putting the wet back in his toilet to look like it was suicide. But I'm like, why do you have to do that? Like, no one knows you did it, Death. Like, why are you covering your tracks? I mean, you look like his accident.
Yeah, I actually didn't think about that part. Like, why did he cover his tracks?
See, that's what I'd be like. Why? Why do you cover your
legitimately didn't even think of that point at all? Huh?
And then another, not really negative, but dumb decision Alex makes when he goes sees his teacher. He pulls a fucking knife out. Okay, they are suspicious about him. They think he killed Todd, and they think he's already like a suspect because of he saw what happened playing. People think, oh, you plotted this. Like you're the reason why the plane exploded, type of shit. So when he pulls a knife out of her, I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? Your fingerprints on a knife. Now they think you killed her. But other than that, those are my little negatives. I don't really have that much. That was it of the negative part. I don't think anything else was that bad. The acting was good. You have any negatives, Aiden, if you can remember?
I've realized doing like the amount of episodes we've done, which is not a lot, but I'm very bad at like analyzing movies. Like I usually don't have any good pros or any good cons. Like I'm just very bad at analyzing movies.
Well, I was listening to I'd be listening to ours, and I think you carried conversation really well. Like you could carry the conversation really well about like when we talk about negatives. You're usually like, oh, I don't really have a negative, and if you did, like you're like, oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah, there's some negatives of the cons I have with a lot of different horror movies for different you got to suspend disbelief a little more than you do with certain other movies, but I mean like that's a con with a lot of movies in the horror genre. So it's like I mean there's some cons, but it's like I don't think it's really enough to mention too much.
Oh, what was it? I want to know.
Well, I mean,
maybe the audience wants to know too, Aiden, about your con. Maybe it might be a big deal. Like it might not be that deep for you, but maybe we want to know.
I mean, it's just certain things that you have to like with the because like when I saw the scene with the vodka and the fire, I also thought like that's a little silly, but also like you kind of just suspend the disbelief because I understood that like you couldn't really light it on fire that easily, but like it's also like legitimate death doing it, so I guess it kind of you can suspend disbelief to that amount. But it's just some ways that certain people died I thought was a little bit silly, but it's also like, well, this is quite literally death doing it, so I guess you kind of can be like, oh no, it's all like mystical and stuff, so I guess it kind of makes sense how they die. You don't have to be like, oh, that's realistic. So
which one you say out of the deaths, which one do you say is like more of like the odds of happening of that, like the likelihood of happening, if that makes sense? Like,
all right, run through a few because I'm trying to remember here. I'm be honest.
Okay,
so I've been doing schoolwork for like 4 hours.
No, you're good. So the first one would be like Todd's of like the thing wrapped around his neck and then getting like hanged in the bathtub. He curious for scissors. Like, what's the odds of like that wrap around your neck? Break it off, wrap around your neck. Like, would you just say that's realistic of happening?
If the wire broke off and wrapped around your neck, I mean you'd have to. Well, so hanging yourself is kind of hard. Like I mean not hard, but like it takes a lot of dedication to do. Like you have to get something that's sturdy enough to hold your weight, and also something that's knotted properly so it doesn't immediately unravel when you hit your body weight. And also like if like hanging yourself when you're touching the floor is exceptionally hard and exceptionally long and gruesome. So I mean, it makes that a little bit that one is a little silly. But I mean,
And then
it could happen if you're dedicated enough. It could happen.
and then another kid turned named Billy. The license plate cut off his head. It was part of the train, and ricocheted and hit cut off his head. And I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know the odds of that happening. I mean, again, it's a movie,
It
but
could happen, but the odds would have to be like because crazy stuff like that does happen. Ricochet stuff is crazy, but like the odds for it to happen, like even like a ricochet bullet, like it hitting you, the odds for that happening is very slim. Like it does happen, but it's statistically improbable.
and then Carter's death at the end of the movie when a sign hits him. Again, the odds of it happens is 50-50. If a sign hits you,
Yeah.
maybe one in 100's chance.
Like it's a lot of the deaths are they're not like it's not like oh that's something that's like super common and it can happen like the most common thing that happens in the whole movie is the plane crashing
Oh,
like the explosion wasn't super common like planes just blowing up in the air that one's not as common unless they're getting shot at but like plane crashes that's like one of the most common that's like the most
well,
common way of death happening in the whole movie.
I was thinking of Terry's death, Carter's girlfriend who get hit by the bus. I thought that was like could be
Well,
like
yeah, that one too. I mean, that one's pretty
when
common.
you don't
Getting
pay
hit by a bus.
attention.
Yeah, like there's like it's just some
I
of the
guess I guess those are common. I didn't know that.
it's just I mean yeah because I mean people don't pay attention both drivers and people just walking out like people aren't really that good at paying attention and stuff like that does happen but I mean there's a lot of movies a lot of the deaths like for the most of the main cast was kind of like it could happen but the odds are significantly in your favor for that to not happen unless I'm
True.
wrong. I could be wrong but I feel like a lot of them are like well, that's really that's one that's really rare. Like
Yeah,
the
then
bus hitting that one's pretty common though.
throughout the franchise too, the kills get more horrific.
I didn't know there's more
Like
than
this
one
one,
to be honest. I thought there was just
oh,
one.
you didn't?
No,
There's 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 2, 3, 4. There's 4, and then fifth one. But the fifth one is a prequel, you would say.
oh okay, interesting.
Which, yeah, but well, we'll probably watch those throughout, though, so we can cover those because Aiden, like I said, the kills get more horrific because this one they're kind of testing waters of what they can do. The second one, there's more kills, and throughout the franchise, and then the characters too become more shitty. These ones, I like them. The characters,
I mean,
that's a positive. I did like some of these characters.
That's kind of something that I think is very like normal for like horror movies that become series. Like I know in Saw 1, like the deaths that happen, they're not like they're gruesome, but it's not like in Saw 5, like 4, 5, 6, 10. Like some of the ones in the later Saws are like horrific, but Saw 1's not horrible. And then like it also happens like the Terrifier 1's like there's some bad deaths, but like and then Terrifier 2. Oh, there's like
Oh my god!
like a lot of those deaths are way over the top. It's like that's but hey, that happens. And then I haven't seen the third one, but I imagine it follows a trend and it has deaths that are way over the top. I would imagine.
Yeah, and then hold on. Back to like with the like I get like this is not just this franchise. Franchises do that where they will test the waters of how far they can go with the kills. Terrifier is an exception because like again, the first one didn't have they had some gore. Like the one scene of the girl getting chainsaw down the saw in half. They went for it. That's that one. And then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is the only two I can think of that like involves a wall and gore.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can think of any more, those are only two that pop in my head of like a horror franchise. Like the first movie actually going balls of wall of gore. But like, then I guess nowadays gore is what people like care about the most. Don't quote me on that.
It
I'm not speaking for the people.
It definitely seems like gore makes a lot of money, and like because like like Saw 1, there's not that much gore, and then it kind of like throughout like there's like the dude cuts off his foot, but it's not like the amount of gore was like just buckets of blood everywhere, but then like and it does escalate as the series tends to go further. And then that's kind of like because like Terrifier 1 it's pretty graphic and there's some gore. It's definitely a gore movie. But then you get to Terrifier 2, it's like wow, apparently every human just has like 1 million liters of blood. Like that's exceptionally untrue. Like that one scene in Terrifier 2, like where he's killing that girl in her house, and it's like, man, she would have been dead like 20 times already. But okay, keep going off and making it gory for no fucking reason. Oh, sorry, freaking reason.
True.
I didn't mean to swear there, my bad.
But, at this point, we've both been saying fuck and shit like that. So,
Yeah, I've been trying to curb it. It's not going well. It's hard.
It's okay. But, do you have positives on this film? I mean, mine's the characters. I mean, I loved like Alex Browning and then his relationship with Claire. What's his name? The guy who plays Billy. He's from Dude, Where's My Car? I don't remember his name, but
like Ashton Kutcher's friend.
Yes, him.
Oh,
he was
okay.
good. I liked him.
I mean,
but I didn't like that he died. That caught me off guard as a kid. I'm like, oh, I knew who that is, and he dies. I'm like, oh.
It's an iconic movie, so I mean, there's that. Like the biggest pros. It's very iconic. Like the deaths in Final Destination are kind of very iconic. And not just for the first one, but I imagine for other ones. Like people talk about the deaths in Final Destination all the time. Like certain ones from I imagine from the different movies. I never like. It was something I never really watched as a kid, so it's not something I definitely didn't know had like 5 movies.
No, yeah,
4 movies, something like that, whatever.
Now I'm trying to think about it. I remember watching the first one. The second one, I don't remember. The third one, I do, because that's an iconic one. The fourth one, my dad put it on again, and the fifth one, I watched my parents. So, like, see,
I'm kind of weird when it comes to horror movies, because, like, I don't watch a lot of horror movies outside of, like, October. So, like, I watch a lot of horror movies in October, and then, like, outside of October, like, I rarely watch horror movies. So like I know they'll come out, but I'm just like I'm not feeling like watching a horror movie. So I have to be in a mood to watch horror movies. Like I'm never like, man, I'm bored. I want to go watch The Devil's Rejects, or like, man, I'm really bored. I'm gonna go watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like I kind of have to be in a mood to watch it. They'd be like, I kind of want to watch this now.
Which I get that.
Because in my brain it falls under holiday movies, and I'm not the kind of guy to be like, man, it's a really hot June day. I'm gonna watch Elf or like White Christmas or something like that. It's like I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not just like, man, I'm ready for Christmas. It's 95 degrees with 85% humidity. Time to get ready for Christmas. I'm not big in that.
Which because like I sat here and like because I was trying to like when I picked Final Destination, I'm sat here and like, okay, October, I definitely do. It's spooky season. I just want to talk about horror the whole month. But that's why like right now I'm trying to play safe. What movies of horror, like depending on what mood you're in, to watch. That's why I'm like Final Destination, Test Water, see how Aidan feels about it.
Yeah, because I'm a very complex guy.
Because like I for sure want to do a horror movie draft. I'll wait till October to do that because that one should be interesting.
I feel like that would be that would be harder for me because like I feel like it'd be hard because like how are we just doing the horror tab, or is it gonna like include horror suspense? Because if it includes horror suspense, I love old movies, so like I'll have a lot of Hitchcock type movies on there. Because like one of my favorite actors of all time is James Stewart, and he did a lot of Hitchcock movies, and those are technically horror suspense movies, and I like those movies a lot.
Well, also mostly
Vertigo's a great movie.
Categories. One of the categories like I did for Disny, I'm going to do a twist on that one.
That's fair. Okay.
But also, before we continue the film, well, actually, I'll talk about it last. But back to the film. What's the name? Tony Todd. I don't know if you know who he is.
Who?
Tony Todd. Look him up real quick. If you'll see a picture, you'll be like, "Oh, I know who that is." But Tony Todd plays what's his name? Bloodworth, I guess. He makes an appearance where they're at this. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the name of it, but where he's like. I don't know what it's called. I really don't know the place they went to. They see him.
A Final Destination movie coming out this year.
Oh yeah, that's where I forgot to mention too. They're all making it. The concept is that. So the concept of that movie is pretty much that.
Well, he's in Platoon.
His dad died, and then they're like, "Oh, this death will come for the whole family, not just the father." So it's an interesting concept there.
He's in kind of a lot of movies. This guy is. I kind of.
Oh, Tony Todd. He plays Candyman.
I know he's also in Platoon, Night of the Living Dead, the older Crow movie. Interesting.
He's a legend. He died last year. R.I.P. Tony Todd. So he does make appearance in the new Final Destination movie, which I'm excited to go watch and see him in it.
Well, he's also.
But back what I was talking about, I don't know. They're at a cemetery, I believe. This one place where
he's also in Star Trek.
where they do stuff with dead bodies, they see him, and it's really cool to see him in this film. He had a short little cameo, but seeing him, he's like a horror legend, if you could say. He is like a horror legend.
Fair enough. Kind of like Vincent Price,
who
most people only know from Thriller.
Throughout the whole franchise, he makes appearance. Well, besides the fourth one, I don't think he's in. But if he's in the fifth, third he makes a voice cameo, and the second one he makes a cameo. So you see, he has somewhat importancy of the film.
Interesting.
But what would you say your favorite killers, Aidan? I mean, I don't know. We talk about they're all ridiculous, but like even though ridiculous, which one's your favorite killer? That like didn't really stick with you, but like you were like,
I wasn't prepared for this question. I don't have an answer.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll say my favorite kill was
like you sent me a list. You sent me a list of stuff that I was prepared for, and I wasn't prepared for that.
No, you're good. If I had to pick one, it would be either Terry's or Billy's. Terry's because catch you off guard. Some of the specific about that scene too is when she does get the bus, they add the scene of Alex drinking whatever was in that water. Don't know what it was. They add that because screen audience were like really freaked out about it and were scared apparently. So they did add that scene to calm people down because that kill catches everyone off guard. It caught me off guard.
Interesting.
But and then Billy's, the whole his head gets decapitated. I do like how they add the prosthetic of like the head rolling down. I said that he was one like he was not my favorite character. Alex, my favorite character. And then the one person I did want to talk about for a positive is Carter. So I would call him an antagonist. Also, he's just a fucking prick. Simple as that. We were like, when you first see him, you know who he is. He's a dickhead. And then he doesn't change at all until like the very end of the fucking movie where it ends. And then it kind of really changed. They're at the dinner at Paris, and he's like, Alex, like, well, this happens. I think I'm next on the list. And Carter's like, this whole thing can come around. I'm the luckiest motherfucker here, and I'm going to be alive. And then when you get by signs, like, you kind of jinx it yourself, my guy. But do you have any more thoughts even about Final Destination?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
What would you give it out of 10? If you had to rate this out of 10, I mean, I'm gonna be biased. That's
like a 6.5, 7 around that area.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna be biased just because not even problem. How it scared me as a kid, how I grew up with it. I'm gonna say it's 8. I'll be honest. I'll be 8.5. How about that? Had a good story in my opinion, and again, it stuck with me. Okay, so all the Final Destination movies are on Max right now. Don't know how long they're going to be, so you guys should check it out. It's a good movie. If you don't want to watch it because it'll make you paranoid, I mean, I 100% get it, but
if that's the reason, if that's the reason you don't want to watch it, then you're kind of a nerd. You should still watch it. It's a movie. Guess what? It's fake. It's not all real. It's a movie. They have
True.
People wrote it because it get money.
True. But now, Aidan, so I sat here and I'm like, I've been doing a bunch of top 10s, and especially horror, I'm going to save that for Halloween. So I'm like, let me throw something else in there for us to do, a little fun game. So guess that tagline with horror movies.
See, something that would suck is if we had like similar ones, so like we had to go look up other ones.
Yeah, that's what I screenshot a bunch. So I sat here like, I don't know which one Aidan did. So hopefully we both like went deeper. I know you say you like older ones. I'm more of like modern-ish. Let's hope. So pretty much I was gonna go. We both don't know what we looked up. Hopefully they look the same up. Aidan will give me a tagline, and I'll have to guess what it is. We'll say 3 guesses.
Sure. To the baseball rules. Baseball season started soon. Spring training started, so yeah.
But after your first one, you get 1 hint per one. 1 hint.
Right.
Or no?
Let's say like let's say you get a hint, but after your second guess,
Okay, that works.
just so it's not too easy. Because I'm looking at mine and some of them are kind of easy. At least I think some of them are kind of easy for the movie, which I guess is not.
Hopefully, I do.
All right, if you want me to go first, you go first.
Oh, you can go first. I'll let you go
All
first this
right,
time.
I'm gonna go with man is the warmest place to hide.
Man's warmest place to hide.
Yeah, man is the warmest place to hide.
Mm, I should. I can't ask you a question yet. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Man is the warmest place to hide. I was about to guess alien, but that's not a tagline for that.
Just
Man's
it's a tagline for that for just the one scene, the one chest burster scene. That's why they made that the tagline. That'd be fun. That'd be a troll and a half if they did that. That'd be funny actually.
um. I'm trying to think. Movies with guys in it.
You also just so you know, man it also is like a you can also mean mankind. Just so you know.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a guess out there.
Go
I'm gonna
for
throw
it.
a guess out there. And I know this probably is wrong, and I'm gonna probably get shit for this. Is it fucking werewolf?
No, it is not werewolf.
Werewolf?
Nope.
Damn. Okay. That's my second guess now.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm thinking of you said as mankind, and I'm thinking of now I'm thinking like okay,
This is kind of a silly tagline because I'm kind of thinking back to a movie, and like, so man is the warmest place to hide. Like in the movie, the thing does go inside of people, but it doesn't start off inside a person. Like when you first watch the movie,
well that doesn't help.
kind of does.
Oh wait. It's like hold on,
Think of the
man.
think of the sexiest actor of all time.
The thing.
Yes.
I forget. I guess fucking werewolf. The fuck.
Well, because so I wrote this down and I'm like, okay, like the thing does jump into people, but like it starts off in a wolf or like a dog or whatever. So it's like
Yeah.
I guess it does. Like man is the warmest place to hide. Like kind of like halfway through the movie is when the thing jumps into people.
Bro.
And warmest place to hide it kind of makes sense with Antarctic and everything. All right, yes, your first one.
Well, I would say about the thing.
Oh, sorry.
It's one of my favorite horror movies. One of them.
It has my favorite act. It has one of my favorite actors of all time.
And then Keith David's also in it. Come on.
I do like Keith David. He's my favorite part of Hell of a Boss, or Has Been Hotel, whichever movie that is, whatever show that is on Amazon. Can't remember which one it is.
When you can't breathe, you can't scream.
When you can't breathe, you can't scream.
Yeah.
You know what's really freaking stupid? My brain went right to the Blob because like the Blob absorbs people. But also, I'm gonna say this one just because it's kind of obvious. I'm gonna go ahead and say Scream. I know it's not it, but I'm gonna say it.
No, it's not.
I knew it wasn't it, but it had Scream in the words, and I'm like, I'll throw that out there. I know it's not it, but I'm gonna say it.
When I was looking at it, I watched this movie and I'm like, that's the tagline?
When you can't, what's this? Is when you can't breathe, you can't scream. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, when you can't breathe, you can't scream.
You want your hint? You want me to wait?
No, wait for a bit. Let me think.
I wouldn't think that this movie would have that. Well, kinda. I would think that, but I wouldn't think that deep of it. So like, don't think too much.
Is The Quiet Place a horror movie?
It is.
Would you pick The Quiet Place?
Would I if I heard this?
No. Like if you were like scrolling through horror taglines and you're like, The Quiet Place. This one sounds interesting. I bet Aiden wouldn't guess it because he hasn't seen it.
No, I promise you I wouldn't. I hate The Quiet Place.
I never saw it, so I don't know.
I would never do that to you, Aiden.
I can't breathe.
But right now I'm doing it with this movie. Actually, I like this movie.
Can't breathe.
Actually, there's a rapper in this movie.
That narrows it down.
Okay, I can't tell you his name. I can tell you what your head.
Hold on. There's a rapper in the movie. What horror movies have rappers in them? Why is the only rapper I can think of LL Cool J or Will Smith? And I don't think they were in horror movies.
Actually, LL Cool J was in Deep Blue Sea, but I didn't pick it for this one. I'll tell you that.
Okay, give me a hint. I can't.
Okay, your hint is this. It's So they took the inspiration from Jaws, but it takes place in the Amazon River. So this should help you. I really hope this helps.
It doesn't help. Is it Piranha based? I don't know.
No, was that your second or third guess? That's your
my second guess. Yeah.
Okay, I need one more hint to help
because I don't think I've seen this movie.
Ice Cube and J-Lo are in it.
Okay, that really did not help. Okay.
John, you know who John Voight is?
Who?
John Voight.
I probably know him by like looking at him. I don't recognize.
Okay. Like I said, it takes place in the Amazon River. Think of the Amazon. What other animal besides piranha is in Amazon?
Alligators.
Well, before you guys think about this. Can't breathe, you can't scream. Think about that too. Take that into consideration.
Can't breathe.
Like what animal? Animal will make you not breathe? I know I'm helping
snake
a lot.
Thing? Oh my god, is it a snake? Think of snakes. Oh, can't breathe. What's the one that crushes people? Boa constrictor? That's it, right? But is there a horror movie called Boa Constrictor?
No, but you want me to tell you?
Yeah, what is it?
I got so excited. I'm like, okay, he got it. I got so excited. I'm like, okay, he said snake. And he's a boa constrictor. I'm like, no, it's anaconda.
Oh, what?
Ice Cube's in it.
It's about anaconda. Am I stupid? What's the difference between anaconda and a python? Anacondas and pythons are both snakes and are long, powerful, and constrict their prey. However, they differ in size, habitat, and whether they are referring to the animal or the software. Thanks. Yeah, I meant the Python programming software. Thanks, Google. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Anaconda. I've never seen that movie. Interesting. Okay.
You should watch. It's an interesting movie. I think you'll like it.
I probably will. All right. Here we go. This summer, go to hell.
What?
This summer, go to hell.
What was it? Oh, I know what you did last summer.
No.
Fuck. This summer, go to hell.
Yeah, this summer, go to hell. It's a pretty good movie. I enjoy this one.
See, now I'm confused because like it's one of those things. Like, is it a summer-based movie?
Well, I think it. I don't remember if it's a summer-based movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that I'm thinking back to it, it might. Now
this summer, go to hell.
Yeah, this summer.
I don't want to
go to hell.
Is it Jaws?
No, why would it be Jaws?
I was thinking summer still.
This is a. I think this one. Hold on, let me look up to make sure. I'm gonna give you your hint real quick. Don't talk as I type. This one I'm pretty sure. Yes, so this one is it's the second in a series of 3 movies, and the creator and director is a famous musician.
What movie had? Wait a minute. There's one that pops in my head, but I don't know because I'm scared to take this guess.
It's your second guess though, so it shouldn't be too terrible.
It's my third guess.
Oh, is it? Oh, my bad. I'm not counting.
There's 3 movies.
There's 3 movies, and this is the second. Yeah, this is the second one.
And the first piece is the musician?
The writer and director is a famous musician.
Okay, I won't go through this. Is it Devil's Reject? Oh, wait, Devil's Reject.
It is Devil's Reject, yeah.
Oh!
Devil's Reject.
I sat there, I'm like, I don't think it's that. And then he said musician, I'm like, oh, Rob Zombie.
Yep, it's the second Rob Zombie movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think you would pick that.
I like the Rob Zombie movies. I like the Free from Hell, Devil's Rejects, and then House 1000 Corpses. I like those movies.
I didn't think you would Well, because it was me, and I'm like, maybe Aiden take hard on me. Okay. The next one, Aiden. The night he came home.
The night he came home. Oh, I know that one. That one's the stupid one that I don't like. Very Halloween.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I gave him such a hard time, and Conda. I'm gonna help him out this time.
Sorry to say, that's a stupid one. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween. At least the original Halloween movie. I'm not a big fan of that one.
Wait, don't you like the Rob Zombie one, don't you?
I never actually saw the Rob Zombie one because I didn't like the original one. Because like
Oh,
so I have a problem with a lot of the '80s like classic horror movies, like the slasher. Like the problem I have with a lot of them is that they're really slow paced. Like when I first watched Friday the 13th, I'm like, man, this movie is slow. So
damn.
I mean, I watched them. They are good movies. I just don't think they're. I don't know. I think they're a little long, like pacing wise, a little slow. But I'll take hate for that. I don't care. Okay. I'll give you an easy one as well. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she doesn't wake up at all.
Well, that one was easy. Nightmare on Elm Street.
It is. That's probably my favorite 80s horror movie.
Well,
slasher. One of my
favorite. Actually, Freddy's one of my favorite horror movie characters because besides the Leprechaun, he's the only one I can think of that talks shit. And I like characters that talk, like horror movie characters that talk a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do this one. Hopefully you don't have this down. Actually, this one's kind of funny. I don't use that. I'll use this one instead. Who will survive and what will be left of them?
I have that one. It's the Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. Never mind. Hopefully you don't got this. Okay, this one. In space, no one can eat ice cream.
In space, no one can eat. Bro, you want dumb movie popped in my head? I can't actually say it. Hold on, let me type the movie that came to me. Hold on. Look at Discord. That's the movie that popped in my head. I know it's not the right movie. That's the movie that popped in my head. Please don't share that.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Please don't share that one. Don't share
I'm not gonna say that.
that one popped in my head. I knew that was wrong. In space, you can't eat ice cream. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Bro, why does they live in my brain? That's not right. In space, you can't eat ice cream. What's the other one that talks about I can't remember the name of it, but like that. So there's another one that ends with like outer space. I just can't remember the first words of it because the one the movie that I sent you is in my brain now, and I can't get the actual one in my head now.
I don't know. I don't know space movies. How's this one? Actually, that's not true.
You do know them. You're just being a little nerd.
Hey, you know, one thing that's sticking with me is the one thing you say. I catch you say on every podcast is that I'm base.
What?
You even say I was listening to Disney one and the Notebook one, and I heard you say I'm base or say base. I'm base as fuck.
Because it's base as fuck, bro. Sorry. Some stuff is just base as hell.
Say
it again. I'm dumb. It's not my new catchphrase. I've been saying that for a while. Say it again. My brain forgot.
Oh, in space, no one can eat ice cream.
In space, no one can eat ice cream.
Came out in 1988.
1988.
You know, this movie is kind of underrated. Ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna guess the movie I sent to you. I know it's not right.
No.
I know we're not gonna. I'm not saying it, and you're not gonna say it, but that's my first guess.
No.
I know it's not that one, but that's a censored guess. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we can't say his guess is just we can't say it.
It's a silly
just know
movie.
It's funny. It's a funny one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll help you out here. This movie, it's a B-roll, not B-roll. It's a what's it called? Those not B-roll movies. It's okay. This movie is. I would say I don't want to give you a big hint, but they came from space, and it's it's a common fear that people are scared of these things.
Huh?
Like what's the most common fear people have of like this thing? Like they're like when you go out to like fairs, and I can't say the main one because give it away, and you see this thing that like has
clowns.
Okay, I'll say this.
Clowns?
Yes. Okay. Well, come on, Aiden. You said clowns.
In space, there's no ice cream, and it involves clowns.
Yep.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yes!
So I had the from outer space part. I couldn't remember the first words. Because I had that other guess. I couldn't think of the first words.
Well, because like
that's the movie I was thinking of. I just couldn't think of the first words.
Okay, I will say we do have to cover this movie because it's a fun trip.
I'm upset. I'm upset because I knew that movie.
You want to say do two more because that's a 5, right? Two more after two more.
Yeah. Hold on.
So you got 2 and I got 2. Hopefully we don't do what would happen with the same one. Because we do, I'm gonna cry.
I spelled this word wrong. Hold on, I gotta look up a new one because you stole mine.
I'm sorry. Do you want a hug?
Hold on. Okay, here's one. Here's one. You ready for this one? Somewhere, somehow, he loved and killed that self-same girl before.
Wait, he loved and killed that self-same girl before?
That self-same girl before. Somewhere, somehow, he loved and killed that self-same girl before.
And this is a horror movie?
Yeah, it has a horror tagline.
Yeah. I can't ask more questions. I can't really.
Not on the first guess, you can't.
On first guess, I can't ask questions. The next one I can. I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna throw a random one out there because I can't really think of any. I'm gonna say because you said, "Hey, he," and I know it's not The Shining, so I'm gonna go with Evil Dead. This is for a random guess.
No, it is not.
This is a classic, like a very old classic.
It is. It is an old classic.
And I should know this.
I think you do. You should. I like this movie a lot.
I shouldn't. You like this movie a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. There's no way. Like we already said. Hold on. I'm trying to think. There's.
All right, here. I'm gonna give you the hint, and it's technically a 2-part hint. You ready for this? The first part of the hint is from 1958. The second part of the hint is that the poster is always shown in the series House. It's in Wilson's office.
The House?
House MD, the show, and there's a poster in Wilson's office of this movie. That one's kind of a big giveaway, but yes, there you go.
Okay, I have another. Can I ask one more question?
Ask one more question.
Wait.
1958.
Is it Dracula? Is it Dracula?
Dracula was earlier than 1958. If you're talking about the Christopher Lee one. So nope, not that one.
God, I really thought because like he does have a house and he's old.
But it's somewhere, somehow, he loved and killed that self-same girl before.
Bro, I want to get this because if I don't and I know what it is, I'm gonna be upset.
I also looked at the movie's taglines, and it's technically not a horror movie; it's a thriller mystery. My bad.
It's a thriller mystery.
Yeah.
In 1958.
Yeah. So it's technically not a horror movie. My bad.
You know what? I want to throw a guess out there. I just feel like because you like this guy. Wait, like this guy. I want to say Vertigo?
It is Vertigo. Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
I
So
got so lucky.
I
Woo!
I like that movie, and after the Chainsaw Massacre one was taken, I'm just like I'm gonna look up Vertigo because one there's like 6 taglines for the movie. I like this one the most, and then I'm pretty sure that's a horror movie, and then I looked at its like technical classification for genres. It's like thriller, suspense, or thriller mystery, and I went oopsies because that's technically not horror.
I'm, I'm so glad I got that because I sat there. I'm like,
Because
I should. You like,
I love James Stewart. He's like my
okay.
favorite, like definitely like classical actor favorite. I love him. Watch all of his movies, almost all of them.
This next one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, let's go with it. Someone has taken their love of horror movies one step too far. Solving the mystery is going to be murder.
Someone's taking the love of horror movies too far, and then a bunch of other words.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
someone's taking the love of horror movies too far. Now I try to think of one that's like person, it's a character that loves horror movies and sets traps for that. For
Yeah, it's
people.
his name, Aiden Records.
What?
It's his name's Aiden Records. Aiden Records take his love of horror movies too far.
But I don't. My horror movies I like are more like thriller type movies. Um, so his love of horror movies too far. Think of horror movies.
Someone.
Nosferatu. That's a joke. Guess. Don't take that one seriously. That'd be funny if it was true though. That's like the first vampire movie, Nosferatu.
It was.
I've seen it. I'm not the new one, but the silent version, the silent movie version.
I want to watch the new one so bad.
I kind of forgot there was a new one, and that was in one of my classes, and he talked about it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was a new one because I only knew about the one from like the 20s. It was like a German movie, I think, is what Nosferatu was. Okay, but sorry, back to this one. Love of horror movie, Chucky.
No.
Damn it.
You see. I feel like I give you an actor's name, it will give a hit of this movie.
It probably won't.
Drew Barrymore.
Man, it didn't.
Oh, wait. This one will. Matthew Lillard.
No, it's not. It can't be that movie.
What movie, Aiden?
Okay, so if it's Matthew Lillard, there's 2 different movies I can think of that are horror movies that are related to that.
Which one's like? What's your gut telling you here?
My gut is telling me, Freddy Fazbear, that one. That's what my balls tell me. Five Nights at
Is that your
Freddy.
guess? That's what. Is that your balls are telling you?
That's what my balls are telling me. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock in second guess on my balls. I'm gonna go with the Five Nights at Freddy's.
No.
Well, fair enough. Is it Scream?
Yes.
Okay.
I was hoping that's your first guess. I'm like, I sat here. The rest of Matthew Lillard. I'm like, he should get this.
You know what's crazy? I immediately forgot you said Drew Barrymore as well. So like you told me Drew Barrymore and Matthew Lillard. My brain went, oh, Matthew Lillard. I remember that one. And then my brain just went, I forgot about the female protagonist. Oopsies.
Which the movie? See, like I said, Scream.
I do like Scream.
I love meta movies. Another meta movie I like Spaceballs. It's not horror, but I love that movie. It's meta.
I mean, I like a lot of Mel Brooks movies because they're all pretty much all meta.
But Aiden, your last one.
They Won't Stay Dead.
Okay. So they won't stay dead. I feel like this one is gonna be a zombie movie. And one zombie movie that sticks out to me, so I have watched this, is Night of the Living Dead.
It is that one, yep.
It's a good movie. Classic right there.
Classic from the 90s.
Okay. For my very last one. Okay, you know what? I'll trust my gut here. I don't think Aiden will get this. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Be afraid. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I'm not gonna tell you it.
I think I know this movie. just because I know that reference of the Be Afraid, Be Very Afraid. I think I know it because I can think of the actor. I can't think of the movie. I know it's like Jeff Goldblum, right? He's the guy who
Yes,
stars in it.
he stars in it.
Jeff Goldblum horror movie.
I was hoping you didn't get it. I'm not gonna lie, I was really.
Dude, my mind's blanking on the actual name of the movie, but I know it's Jeff Goldblum, and I know um,
Well,
is it The Fly?
it's the apartment.
Is it The Fly?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Part of me's like, I should give it to you because like you're just there. I'm like, yeah, you'll probably get it.
Yeah, because I knew it was Jeff Goldblum. I can remember that one.
My favorite tagline is though, I didn't say this, I knew you would get it because it's so common. It is in space, no one hears your scream. And I was gonna do that one, but I'm like, no, like Aiden will get that.
I know I saw that one. I know I saw that one. I was looking through taglines, but man, I can't remember which movie that is right now.
Alien.
Oh, that's right, Alien. Yeah.
But
I know I saw the tagline.
You know, that was a fun game. You know, maybe we'll do that again with other movies. Well, the different genres if we cover them. But
if you subscribe to our Patreon, you get to hear the uncensored version of my first guess of that movie. Just kidding, we don't have a Patreon. That's a joke.
Well, down the line, I plan on doing that. Down the line, I do plan that. For right now, take it nice and easy, and then we'll do Patreon. Maybe you never know. But
we start one just for that, just to uncensor that one movie. That one movie that went to my brain immediately.
One day we're going to do a Q&A. They're going to be like, hey, what was that one thing that movie's called that he wanted to say so bad?
It's not the one. I didn't want to say it so bad. It's the only movie that came in my brain. And I'm like, that's not right. Because the last part of it is from outer space. And I'm like, no, I can't remember what words and which words.
Hold on. Did you try to find this movie too? Did you find this movie and watch it? I remember me and Josh hanging out.
I have watched it. What? I have seen it. I mean, okay, so it's the plot of the movie is that like a bunch of gay men come from outer space and try to kill all the women to make all the men on Earth gay.
Which I should watch. You know what? We'll watch it.
I don't remember where I found it because I know it's hard to find. I don't remember where I found it.
We'll cover it. We'll cover it for everybody.
No, we won't cover this one.
Why?
I don't want to talk about.
What's wrong,
I don't want to talk about the movie.
Anyway, so before I end this, there's a few things I do want to say. This one will come out tomorrow. This is a bonus episode. I'm being generous because Friday's Valentine's one, and Monday I'm doing one with someone. Oh, you found the movie?
It's a short movie. It's like 25 minutes. I found
it. Anyway, and then Monday I'm doing a movie with one of my best friends. The Wild Robots will wait this week I'm recording. So be ready for that. So this episode will be coming out on Thursday. Just because we're talking about Super Bowl and I didn't want to wait a week for us to talk about it. And then, so tomorrow this will come out. Well, not tomorrow. Well, today's our tomorrow, I guess. So Thursday it will come out.
Today is
then
our
back
tomorrow.
To the draft. Then a draft. So I'm going to redo the poll. Our Instagram, it will be in the description, and check it out so you can vote who won. Because last time I did it, I had the most votes, 60-something. Aiden had the second most, which I think was 30-something. And then Josh had 0. So I want to do it again because next time we do the draft, we're going to see who wins. We'll talk about who won. And I just want your guys' results so Josh and Aiden don't think I cheated. Because, in March, I do plan on doing a DreamWorks one because we talked about it. I said, okay, I want to do that. So end of March, we're going to do that. And I don't think there's much more I have to say besides that. Aiden, you got anything you want to say?
I do not have anything to say.
This weekend, I am coming down to see, hopefully, I will be in Indiana to record, but hopefully I can see Aiden. I'm busy. So we will be reunited for a few hours so I can say hi to him.
Can't wait.
And then, the hotel in Champaign,
I can't wait. I'm excited.
But, the hotel in Champaign is like an inside joke for the next episode.
From the last episode, actually. Oh, was it the next episode?
Yeah.
I thought you came out.
For us, last episode.
I thought you released it already. I'm sorry.
No. For them, it will be.
I'm a good co-host. I pay attention to what gets released.
Yeah, but if there's any movie out there you want me and Aiden to talk about, let us know. Literally, like I said, I mean, schedule for myself while we release, but if Aiden's like, hey, I want to talk about this, or I'm like, hey, we'll do this, we'll do it. Is there a specific movie that you want us to talk about and hear our opinion about? Please let us know. And again, let us know our thoughts about Final Destination. Again, I love the movie. Hopefully other people love that movie. And hope you like that new game tagline. There's going to be more games out there we're going to do throughout this podcast. Trust me, there's going to be several. Hopefully keep Aiden on his toes. But hope you guys enjoyed the podcast today. You guys all have a wonderful week. And, Valentine's Day will be tomorrow. So in the podcast coming out tomorrow is crazy. I said have Valentine's Day, but I'll say it again. Have Valentine's Day. You guys will have, I hope you guys all enjoy. And that podcast, me and Aiden will be in a hotel room, apparently.
We will be. I already got the chocolate.
Already. And then champagne. Don't forget champagne.
I already got the champagne. Don't worry, baby girl.
Okay. But you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.